Welcome, everyone, to episode 5 of the Russia series. Last episode, we were cyber attacked by the United States, and we're trying to put ourselves in the position to retaliate. At this point, I'm not exactly sure how exactly I'm going to get them back, but I'm definitely going to get them back. Okay, so we improved our cybersecurity. So we're at a level, our level is silver. And I'm just going to invest more into cybersecurity with 11.13 billion. And then I'm going to hire more cyber analysts. I'm just trying to make sure that won't happen again. So I'm kind of looking at doing something to make the United States nervous by creating a relationship with a country that's pretty much in their backyard. So I think I'm going to invest in Nicaragua. So let's go to aid and so instead of 4 million, we're going to give them 50. And the same with El Salvador. So El Salvador, I am going to give them the same, 50 million. And I'm going to wait a little bit, and then I'm going to set up a meeting. And I also want to invest in Cuba. So with Cuba, I'm going to give them $100 million. And Venezuela, I'm going to increase that to 50. And one of my forms of retaliation, I was thinking about taking over Denmark. Because if I take over Denmark, then I could have access to Greenland. And that's pretty close. That's within striking range of the United States. But for now, I'm going to invest in education. let's see. Thinking about maybe 2 or 3 more universities. Yeah, let's go with 2. Okay. I'm going to invest in a little more infrastructure. So that's 1.2 billion. And let's see. About 4 billion. I could deal with that. So let's take a look at our taxes. Okay, so we're bringing in 1 trillion compared to the beginning of the year, which was 307 billion. So we're doing it extremely well. Actually, you know what? Let's take a look at our employment. So unemployment's about 4.06%. So I'm going to cut back on unemployment checks. And I'm going to invest in seniors, getting them employed. So let's take a look at our energy. And I'm going to invest in more oil wells. So 6.1 million. So I'm going to build a couple of these. And this should increase our oil production. It should make us a little more competitive with the other countries. All right, so Belarus is requesting to meet with us. So let me take a look here. All right, so Poland is feeling neutral towards us, so we're going to take a chance and give them some aid to try to bring them to our side. So we're going to give them. We're going to give them 100 million. So if we could get Poland to our side, and if we could build a military base there, we could get to Germany. So I'm strongly considering invading Ukraine and attempting to annex them. But I just want to make sure my economy is. I want to make sure my economy is doing pretty good, and my treasury reserve isn't high enough. I want to try to get that close to $1 trillion. So that little plan won't happen for a while.
Everything has been implemented in the country to prepare for the national holiday that will take place in 2 weeks. It is obvious that your presence is essential. Good, we're in agreement. I shall look forward to your attendance.
Okay, let's take a look at our industry here. So drones. We're going to start a workforce of 1,000. And let's take a look at some of these other sectors here. Okay, railway construction. We're going to privatize that. Let's just make sure that went through. Nope, it didn't. Alright, let's take a look at some other things here. So, air transportation. Okay, that's going to pass. And rail transportation. That's going to pass as well. Okay, let's take care of some housing here. $199 million. All right, that's good. All right, so some of these should be finished being built by now. Should be really close to it.
We now have an electoral map divided into regions. This could come in very useful if you decide to run in local communication campaigns and pursue a regional development policy. This is, of course, all part of optimizing results ahead of the next elections.
All right. Now, let's take a look at Syria here.
One of our drones has detected camouflaged enemy units that we have listed on our military map. We are waiting for your command.
One of my men succeeded in infiltrating Key Center. According to my calculations, the informational gain, in geopolitical terms, could be close to 2.73 on Sachs graphic. Our agent also allows us to anticipate and therefore counterattack their terrorist projects. You can decide to dismantle this organization, but the more an agent remains infiltrated, the more information can be obtained, and the more effective a future dismantling could be. Do you wish to carry out the dismantling attempt now?
I think I'll wait. Alright, so let's attack this base here.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
Your commitment to defending family values is a model for the whole of humanity.
Alright, so let's take a look at something here. So that's about 2 billion. I think I'll go with that. And let's see. So if we completely privatize oil, let's take a look at this. Everyone is for it. So I'm going to go through with that. Let's take a look at inflation. Alright, that's steadily going up. So let's see, are we... Alright, we're producing a little more milk. We need more. So increase that to 80 million. Need more organic farms.
You've changed the deal on ecological issues. I would even say that you're positioning yourself as a real rampart against the looting of the planet.
Okay, we're going to invest in 50 billion or close to 50 billion for to combat pollution.
I wanted to inform you of the support of the entire population, who all agree with your brave reforms. The more attached the people become to you, the more willing they will be to support you on those occasions when your policy displeases your peers. The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
After privatizing this sector, it will be hard to say right away whether we will come out on top financially. Selling our shares was definitely a success and will provide money up front, but on the other hand, this was a very dynamic sector that let us bring in substantial profits each year. Hindsight will, of course, be 20/20.
Okay. Okay, let's put all these guys under surveillance. And let's take a look at ISIS also. Alright, that's all I can... Yeah, I'm maxed out, so...
My fellow countrymen and women, On this solemn day, I want to express my pride and affection. Today, while celebrating the history and genius of our beautiful country, I wish to remember what unites us rather than...
Okay, enough of that.
1 week before the beginning of the festival, the hotels are full of bursting. Photographers...
You know full well that
Alright. And let's see, Turkey. Okay, I'm going to meet with him.
You are no doubt aware that this cancellation is due to major differences.
Yeah. That's right, they're part of NATO. So...
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
After privatizing the
You're eradicating public service. Your recent sell-off has exaggerated the state's total divestiture vis-a-vis these services, which have always ensured a certain image of quality. You'll see.
our governmental cell informs me that it has...
Okay, so... Let's see how it's going with electric cars. Okay, our production went up pretty good. So let's increase that to 154. Let's take a look at this. And we want to give them about 25. So let's take a look at vegetables. Alright, it really didn't go up that much, so let's make that 100. And put 4 billion into energy and environment. I'm surprised these plants aren't ready yet. Okay, let's go back to attacking them.
Our governmental cell informs... Our governmental cell...
Okay, let's give Syria a little more money.
The bill has been voted on and the law has been passed.
After privatizing this sector, it will be hard to say right away whether we will come out on top financially. Selling our shares was definitely a success and will provide money up front, but on the other hand, This was a very dynamic sector that let us bring in substantial profits each year. Hindsight will, of course, be 2020.
Okay, let's take a look at that. Alright, so our excess is, wow, almost 50%. So that gave our economy a giant boost. So we're going to have a surplus of 1 trillion.
The bill has been voted on and the law.
Okay, well, that's going to be at the end of episode 5, and I'll see what I can do with our new budget excess now, and invest in other projects. And I still haven't forgotten how we're going to retaliate against the United States. In fact, let's see. So the Bahamas has a famine. So we're going to give them $5 million. Okay, so
Our governmental cell informs me that it has had the opportunity to approach this potential informer. According to my calculations, using transactional analysis, Chicago score naturally.
what happened to our economy? Oh, that's still redeemable. So, again, that's going to be the end of episode 5, and I'll see you next episode.